Welcome, traveler. Tonight, let go of the noise of today. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and drift with me into the quiet sands of time, where secrets sleep beneath the dunes. This is a journey not just through space, but through the memory of Earth, to a place forgotten by maps, an ancient land called Azerai. Part 1, The Desert's Embrace. In the cradle of a vast golden desert, there once lay a kingdom hidden beneath whispering winds and shifting dunes. Azerai was unlike any other place. Its buildings were carved from moonstone, glistening pale under the stars. Tall spires reached for the sky, and lanterns glowed with an eternal flame. The people of Azerai were gentle and wise. They spoke in a musical tongue, their voices like wind chimes in the breeze. They believed that dreams came from the stars, and that every person was born with one purpose: to listen. Each night they gathered in great sandstone circles to tell stories the stars had whispered, and the stars always whispered. Part 2, The Star Listener. There was once a young girl named Lira. She was known as a star listener, born with a gift to hear more than just tales. She could feel the sky's emotions. She knew when the moon was lonely or when a new constellation had awakened. Lira would climb to the top of the singing tower each night. There she sat in silence, eyes closed, listening. One night she heard a sound unlike any other, a deep hum, echoing from the horizon. A voice older than time itself. It told her, "Seek the river that sleeps beneath the sand." The next morning she woke with a sense of purpose. Even though she didn't understand the message, her heart felt sure. And in Azerai, the heart's knowing was the most trusted compass of all. Part 3. The journey beneath Lira told the elders, and they gave her their blessing. She walked for days, her footsteps soft in the sand. She passed crystal cacti and sleeping dunes. Golden beetles glowed at night, lighting her way like fallen stars. Eventually she found it, a patch of desert where the wind never blew and the sand was cool, like river stone. She knelt, placing her ear to the earth, a pulse, like the heartbeat of something dreaming. She began to dig, not with force, but with patience. And after hours, her fingers touched water, clear, cold, and ancient. She had found it, the sleeping river. Part 4, The Awakening. As the water stirred, the ground around her began to hum. Ancient channels carved beneath the sand began to fill with water. Invisible paths like veins flowing back toward Azerai. The moment the water reached the city's edge, something magical happened. The moonstone buildings shimmered with light. The singing tower rang with music, though no one touched it. The people awoke from their slumber with tears of joy. For generations, the river had been forgotten, buried after a great drought, but the water was still there, still dreaming. Lira returned home a hero, not for discovering the river, but for listening deeply enough to hear it. Part 5, A City Remembered Years Past. Azerai bloomed again. Fields of silver wheat shimmered in the oasis winds. Songbirds returned to perch on pearl-colored walls, and the children, they began to listen too. Lira became the high listener. She taught others to pause, to be still, to feel the stories in silence. Under her guidance, Azerai grew more beautiful than ever, not just in buildings, but in spirit. They planted gardens under moonlight, told stories in the language of stars, and painted the sky with kites shaped like dreams. Part 6, In the Gentle Fade. But as all things must, Azerai's time came to an end. Not through war nor disaster, but through peace. Its people knew when it was time to leave the desert and become part of the stories they once listened to. One by one, the lanterns of the city dimmed. The singing tower fell silent, and the sands, like a soft blanket, covered the kingdom once more. But the river still flows beneath, and if you ever walk that desert with your heart wide open, you might still hear the hum, the whisper of a place that listened to the stars. And now, dear traveler, drift into sleep with the memory of Azerai. Let the stars above cradle your dreams, for they too are ancient storytellers, and they never forget a listener. Good night. Twilight.